Do you believe there should be a such respect between a student and their teacher, or should such respect be earned?
Both. Referring back to my previous answer, there is a certain amount of respect which is due to staff from students because of their age and because of their position. And there is a baseline of respect that staff are entitled to. Everything else from then on is earned, and everything else is mutual. So staff need to respect students, students need to respect staff, but it is not an excuse for a student to turn around to a member of staff and say, you are supposed to respect me, because that is a sign of disrespect in itself. It's a two-way street. If a student has a problem with a member of staff and doesn't believe that they are respecting them appropriately or talking to them, there is a mechanism, there is a way of dealing with it, not to have a stand-up row with a member of staff in the middle of the corridor or anywhere else, because that backs both the student and the member of staff into a corner, and it also removes the freedom of action from me. As I always say to students, if somebody tells you to do something and you think it's wrong, if you refuse to do it, you're in the wrong, because you refuse. If you do it and then complain about it, the other person is in the wrong. There is a difference. So a student jumping on their high heels because they don't believe they should take their jumper off in school, let's say, that's a completely different issue to somebody who, oh yes, all right miss, takes their jumper off and then complains that I was forced to take my jumper off and yet the temperature inside the classroom was -20. Something like that. Two completely different things and two completely different responses. Because whether you like it or not, as a senior leader, my primary duty is to ensure that my staff are respected and listened to and their instructions are followed. And if a student gets into an altercation with a member of staff, and I will be absolutely honest here, if a student gets into an altercation with a member of staff in public, I will always defend the member of staff. It may well be that later I will turn around to that member of staff and say, look, you know you were wrong, don't you? And I'm not going to defend you again if you do that. But at least in a public domain, I will always support the member of staff. Doesn't matter what happened, unless it's a matter of life and death. But I will always take action behind the scenes. In the same way, and I won't discuss that action with anybody else, in the same way that I will not discuss any sanctions that I take against you with anybody else. It's nothing to do with anybody else. And I won't discuss the reasons behind it. So when anybody says to me, oh, but so-and-so, it's not relevant. It's like, oh, but everybody else is wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, but that's not relevant. I'm not talking to everybody else. I'm talking to you. And people, I think, sometimes find it difficult to make that distinction. But I'm sorry, that's the distinction I make.